Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to be doing a kind of like a fall eye look, but I want it to be super easy. To be honest, when I do most of my eyeshadows by myself, I like it to be as simple and as doable for everybody as possible. So today I'm going to be using some purples and some grays. I've had this certain idea in my mind for a while, and I finally got the colors to do it, so I'm just going to get right into it and we'll start off that. And I'm doing a little bit different today, so instead of doing my entire makeup, which I feel like takes forever sometimes, I'm just going to go in and add the colors. So I have pretty much everything else on my face. All I'm going to be adding today is the lip, blush, and the eyeshadow. So I already have everything primed and foundation done. Alright, so let's get right into it and we'll start the tutorial. Alright, so the first color I'm going to be using is the color number 16 from Morph, and it's actually going to be this little cream one right there. I'm going to be using that in my crease just to warm up, since the gray that I'm going to be using today, it's a little bit on the cool side, so I'm just going to use this right in that crease just to warm it up a little bit so it's not such a one-dimensional look. Okay, mind you, I want to chit chat through this because this is the first time I'm using my Morph shadows, because I actually just went into the store yesterday and picked up a bunch of them. I mean, I only got 11, but so this is the first time, so I will be giving you kind of like a first impression as we're going through this, because majority of the shadows I'm using are what I picked up yesterday from Morph, except for one which will be from Makeup Geek, because I got that specifically for this look. And with this, you just want to blend that evenly. Don't bring it up too far, because you want to keep the look concentrated right just here, so you can have the highlight up here. Another thing I've found too is if you tend to stay right in that little in that crease area, so like I said, just keeping that right in that little crease, and I'm using just a big fluffy brush to do this. And once you have a nice even coating of that one, you just want to go in and use the gray shadow now. And I'm just going to be using a more pointed blending brush right here. And I'm going to be going in with Stealth from Makeup Geek. And I just want to dab that point in because I want this color to be concentrated in that crease where the focus is going to be. So having that light brown beforehand helps, like I said, just to warm it up so it's not so cool. But so far, looking at the blendability of those Morph shadows, I mean, each one is only $2. I mean, I know that that's freshly going around right now. Everybody's hearing about them. Luckily enough, it's not too far for me to pop in and go grab them. So I was super excited. I'd never been into the store before, and it was actually pleasant. All the girls were super friendly, super helpful. I mean, they have more brushes in that store than I think I had ever seen in one store before. The majority of my brushes are from Sigma, and you get those all online, so I mean, you don't really get to see or feel them beforehand, which I have not had a bad brush come from Sigma, so I can't say anything about that. But this is crazy. They had a bunch of different hair types, like for their brushes. They had like goat hair and pony hair and synthetic and like mink hair or something. I don't know, like bananas. I never knew that there was so many hair types used in brushes. I do have a slight preference for synthetic, only because I feel like they tend to last a little bit longer, depending on the quality, obviously, of whatever brush you're buying, and you can use them wet and they don't clump nearly as easy as a real hair brush would, which is nice. So if you're ever looking to do like a shadow and you want to do it a little bit wet, I would definitely go in, get a synthetic brush for the eyes. And then as you can see with this gray, use a very light hand, only because with gray it's hard to keep away from that like death look, like where you look like you're sick. So this, just keep that concentrated right where, like where your eye closes and you can't really completely tell, just right in there, and you just focus on blending it out. So definitely recommend, if you are going to use gray, try to warm it up firsthand with a brown shadow, or maybe like a very light like cream shadow, only so that you don't get that creepy dead look. Alrighty, now we're done with that. I'm going to go in just to be able to brighten up the purple that we're going to be using. I'm going to go in with my NYX pencil, and this is in Milk. I really like this. I mean, it is a little bit drier of a consistency than I would prefer, but it does what it's supposed to do, which is what matters more. I'm going to go along the lash line, not trying to bring it up too high since I already have the color down from the gray and the brown, and I don't want to cover anything that I've already done. I'm just going to go in with my finger. I tend to prefer using it this way versus a brush to blend it out. There probably isn't technically a difference between the two. I just prefer to go ahead and do it this way. And then just, I would say, if you're going to use your finger, pat downwards, so that way you're not getting a bunch of the white covering, like I said, the shadow that you already put down. Sorry, I'm totally not trying to flip anybody off with this. I just find that my middle finger works well for this process. And then once you have that blended down to where, I mean, it looks funny right there, but once you put the purple on top of it, you really won't be able to tell. And now I'm actually going to go in with, let's see, it's another Morph shadow, and it's in the shade 50. So it's this purple right here on the corner. And I'm going to be putting that right towards the, I suppose, like right around the middle of the eye area. And then I'll be using one more purple in the inner part, just to add a little bit more color there. And the color payoff of these is actually really good. It's really, really nice. I mean, I know that you can get them online as well, so if you don't happen to live near where the actual retail store is, I would definitely say hop on there, because you really can't beat $2 for a shadow, considering the fact that this is blending so nicely. I did pick up some brushes from them too, but I was mainly excited about the eyeshadows, and I got that. What I keep showing it in is that the Yellow Z palette. I was actually waiting to order that on like a different site, but when I saw they had it in store, I was like, oh, yes! Now I don't even have to wait for it to come in shipping. So that was super awesome. These are so pretty. I love purple. I've been trying for so long to find something, and for some strange reason, I don't know what I saw, but sometimes I just see things and I get like this vision in my head of what I want to do, and this was something of whatever I saw that came to mind. I've been waiting to do it to get these specific colors. And next, in the very inner corner, I'm going to be using the shade, what was this, sorry, 12, so 12 from Morph. It's this little bit more of a brighter lavender color. I'm just bringing that right in that inner corner. And I'll blend those two together with a different brush in a second. Goodness gracious, these are so pretty. I love first impressions. I feel like when you're watching somebody and they're actually doing like a first impression of something that they haven't genuinely used, you get the most honest opinion of the product, because they're either going to be super shocked by how amazing it is or super shocked by how terrible it is. And with these, I am genuinely surprised. Like, these are so nice. Now I'm just going to go in with that fluffy brush and blend those two together. And then that's actually all for the colored part of the shadows. I'm just going to go in and add some white lies from Makeup Cake, so just this bright white right here underneath my brow bone. And now that I have all my mascara on and all the eyeshadow is done, I'm just going to go in and add some color to my cheeks and my lips. So I'm just going to be using the Balm blush, and this one is Houndstooth, I believe. It's the purpley one. I figured if we can do some purple on the eyes, why not do some purple on the cheeks? But this one is actually kind of like a very light pinky plum, so nothing drastic. I'm just gonna go in, plop that on my cheekbone. This is actually the first time I'm using this product either, so we shall see. It's more of like a matte from what I'm seeing right now. It definitely looks like a matte blush. There's no shimmer in it whatsoever, but it is nice. Nice little flush of color. And then I'm just going to go in with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder just to highlight. Since I feel like if you have a decent amount of color, even though these are light purples and it's still pretty light, it's good to have just like a light glow versus something like the Becca Opal, which is a little bit more of kind of like, my word is like foiled. So when I say foiled, it means that's how I look at it. That's how I feel like it looks on my skin. And then lastly, I'm just going to put some lip on, and I'm just going to be using the Maybelline, and this is in the shade 155 Party Pink. It's just a pretty purpley color as well. So keeping it on the theme. I'm going to do a more dramatic fall look soon, but this one is just a wearable everyday one, and I do like to go in and just use that point of the lipstick to line. I always have this one part right here in the corner where it always like comes out, and I've never been able to understand why. It's not like that on the other side at all. It's just this one side always wants to be difficult. 90% of everything I'm putting on right now is new, and I just got it like the other day, so this is why it's shocking. This is why it's shocking. I was thinking about putting a gloss over this, but to be honest, I don't think I want to. I like it. It's pretty. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna add gloss. It looks nice. So that is the finished look. I have my hair up in a bun, but I can take it down just so you can see. But I have like foofy ends. But as you can see, it's such a wearable look. I'm so excited because I actually didn't try this look out before. I kind of just picking as I got ready to film, and I really like it. It's nice. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see the eyes. Wow, that was the opposite direction. Alright, so that is just the look with the purples, and then that little bit of gray in there and the warm brown to warm it up. It's really nice. I like it. And like I said, I try to do everything simple because this is what I would wear on myself, and not everybody has a million hours to sit there and work on their eyeshadow, even though it is fun. So I hope this is like super wearable for somebody else as well. And I'm going to link everything that I used today in the description box below. So I hope that you all, sorry, my shirt's falling off. I hope that you all enjoyed this easy tutorial, and I will see you in a few days for my next video. Bye.